Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tuesday, the 24th of January, and welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. So, we're all about day trading. We're all about trading the stock market. So, you can keep your futures, your Forex, your crypto, whatever it is. We only trade equities on this channel. Now, I do invest in other things other than equities, including crypto, and I do discuss that when I'm going live each day. But I'm not actually proactively trading live any other instrument other than equities, so stocks and shares, essentially. Now, today's a bit of a strange day. So we had some key earnings that have dropped today. Funnily enough, Microsoft has just dropped their earnings, and the stock's rallying as a result of Microsoft rallying, of course. We've got the market as a whole rallying, but that's just dropped after hours. We had a couple of like General Electric, for example, was one that dropped this morning. Johnson & Johnson pre-market. So a couple of big names. We're really getting into the thick of the earnings season in terms of the certainly the corporate or blue chip companies. And today, a bit of a strange thing happened. So last week we had a situation where I was in a trade pre-market and we had a couple of misprints, if you will. Unusual spikes didn't actually affect the price action, but it affected the charts. And that in itself made it look like the price action was failing. And it happened again today. That happened pre-market. And then at the open, we had an anomaly across, it was over 100 different stocks, all gapped up at the open. Now, they weren't gapping up pre-market, they just gapped up at the open for what anomalous reason is yet to be decided, and then swiftly moved down into a halt. Over 100 stocks halted by the SEC as the market opened. Virtually unheard of. Virtually unheard of. So I'll be interesting to see what's actually happened with that. But that's a really strange day in terms of the overall market. Now, I wasn't in any of those trades. I wasn't in trading any of those stocks. We traded 6 stocks today. We've had another good green day. We had a bad day yesterday. A bad day's trading yesterday, and a mixed bag today. We've had a good green day. So yesterday we lost $24,000, and today we've made nearly $28,000. So I was expecting it was going to take probably till the end of the month, or certainly till the end of the week to recover yesterday's drawdown, but we've done it in one day. We've had a really, really good day. Now, I started off, was trading on point, and then after the bell, it kind of all went against me, and I was over 6,000. So today, this year, my daily goal is $6,000. $6,000 in profit on average across the course of the year, each trading day. So that will give me a 1.5 million gross trading year, which should give me a 1.2 million, which is a 20% increase on last year. So that's what I'm looking for. A 1.2 million, 100,000 on average per month net profit. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, I have this mantra on some of my merch. If you want to buy some of the merch, you want to take a look at the merch, check the link in the description. It's top quality, high quality, and can help you with your trading. Sure. And so check that out in the description. But one of the slogans I have is get green, stay green. And then get to goal and get out. So I got green. First trade was a good green trade, followed up with the second one, another good green trade, and it coming up to the open looked really, really good. And then after the open, I gave it all back into the market. So not only did I get green, I was over $6,000 up, so over goal coming into the open. So over $6,000 up, and gave all that back, and ended up at one stage $7,000 to $7,000 down. So I was in the red $7,000, managed to recover that, and I was about $2,500 when I ended the stream at 11 a.m. market time. And then the stock that I was trading as I ended the stream just rallied, and I was in it. I was already in it, so it just rallied and moved up, and I got a huge move on that. Not only did it cover the red position I was in on that particular stock, but it got me about $6,000, well, over $6,000 green on that position. I then went out, walked the dog, came back, and Cosmos Holdings, formerly Cosmos Holdings, Cosmos Health, the stock that was my $1 million trade last year. What I mean by $1 million trade, I didn't make $1 million on this particular stock on its own. It was the stock that I got $50,000 trade last December 16th. I traded it a couple of days ago, and we made I think $9,000 on this particular stock. So it was a good profitable stock then as well. Made over $50,000 middle of last month, which was the trade that got me over that $1 million net for the year. And we traded it again today. It moved up huge amounts, almost two whole dollars, and we managed to get the whole move. So we saw it on the momentum scanners, and we started trading it. We got profitable on the stock, and then we were 15,000 shares ready for a breakout. We were 15,000 shares in there, and we're already profitable on the ticker, and it shot up and it broke out into a halt, gapped up, and continued going up. So over $22,000 on that one stock, and it was like, okay, no, I'm done. I'm finished. Well, I say I was. That's what I said I was going to do. But I did take another trade with the BXRX and got green on that trade as well. And that's essentially where we finished. So it was about 26,000. So got another $2,000 on BXRX. So let's have a look at the trades, shall we? Let's have a look at the day. So we've traded 6 stocks in total. We've traded 5 are profitable for us, and 1 is red. They were all profitable for us pre-market, but then we gave it back, and we ended up with three were red, and then we've got green on those as well. So let's take a look at the actual trade itself. So we started off. We traded Grom Social. So Grom Social was moving up. This it had already gapped up. We got in here as it broke $3. So as it broke $3, we then moved up here. We got stopped out here. Well, say stopped out. We actually started to pull back, so we got out of our position there, and then we was able to, when it started to move back up again, we were able to get back in and ride it up again. So that was our first trade on Grom Social. Now we did trade that. I think we traded this a little bit later in the day. But we finished on Grom Social. If I zoom out, we can see the action in the entirety on the day. You can see how it moved up. So this is where we traded the second time, and that's where we finished $1,775. So that was Grom Social. The next one we traded was BXRX. So BXRX is Bordax Bio, and this had a good catalyst. So it moved up well, kind of straight away out of the blocks, about 745. It moved up, and then we looked at as it pulled back. We looked for another entry point. Now I called this out in my Discord. This was a good move up, but I did call out. We've got a double top here, and just be careful with the double top, because it's likely to pull back. So you get the M pattern, pulls back. So up here, of course, it does. It pulls back, and the double top here. Then it started to consolidate. Here is where we got in, and we were able to trade this this one up. We traded this all the way up here. It pulled back. We got out, and I was able to trade it again on the move up. We very profitable. It dipped. As it moved up into the halt here, we looked to get in. As it resumed, it moved up, so we entered the position ready for the break of $7, and it flushed very hard. So we added for a bounce. It halted to the downside, then it gapped up. So we thought, okay, great. And then as it pulled back, we got we exited our position here as it broke $6. So we ended up effectively giving back the profits that we'd made on it pre-market, and because we went in with reasonably good size. So giving back the profits that we made pre-market, and unfortunately took us red. We did get green on it though, so I'll come back to we might as well do that now. So we traded this a little bit later in the day when it started to make its move up. So we traded this here and we got green on there, and that was as it kept on selling off. We got this double bottom formation is what alerted me to it. It did pull back, and then we moved up. It actually got, I think it was Dave called it out in the Discord, and then I got in there and was able to ride that up, and I got a good 30-35 cents on that particular move. It did just consolidate for the rest of the afternoon, pretty sideways. So we managed to get green on that. Not a huge green, so $825. Still better than nothing. We were down slightly, and we turned that around and went green. So that's a, you know, any green is good green. Then what did we? Oh, you know, forgot we traded Bed Bath and Beyond, didn't we? So Bed Bath and Beyond traded this just pre-market, I believe. So we traded this pre-market before we actually traded BXRX. As this moved up, we got in very small trade with it started to move up, so we got in for the break of 350. I think we got filled at 354. It moved up, we took a little bit of profit, then it pulled back down, and we exited, and it was not much better than a break-even trade, $50. So it covers the cost and with a little bit of profit. So not a huge trade, but that was Bed Bath and Beyond. That's when we traded BXRX after that. Then we traded Biofinity. Biofinity Technology was moving up, and we got in just before 10 o'clock market time. So here, our first trade with Biofinity was here. As this made a move up, we got in, we took a little bit of profit here, and then it flushed down. We tried to get a bounce on the VWAP, so we added to our position again by the dip, a bounce on the VWAP, and it did bounce, but not quite enough to get us green. So as it pulled back and broke the VWAP again, that's when we exited that position. Took us red on Biofinity to start off with. Then we entered again as we started to get a bit of consolidation, and it started to make highs here. So we got back in at this position, took some profits along the way. As it pulled back to the VWAP, we got the VWAP bounce again and was able to take some profits there. And then as this started to move back up again, we did trade it again. So then as this moved up, we got a pullback. We got an entry here. Of course, it did pull back. It started to consolidate. We held through this. We actually added to the position through this, and then we took profits as it moved up and broke new highs here. It did pull back here, and we looked for another entry, and then as it started to pull back, we put a stop in place at 290, and this went all the way down to 294 to 294. And so we didn't get stopped out. We put a stop in place at 290 as this moved back, and then it started to move back up. So we added to the position as it moved up and was able to ride this all the way up to nearly $4. It did try to get to $4. It took most of the profits off there, and it did pull back. I added to the position as it started to move back up. Then I realized it's a double top up here at $4. So I decided to cut most of it. I left, I think, 1,000 shares in that position. Put a stop at 350 and went for a walk. My average cost was 360. So I had 1,000 shares. I was effectively risking $50. So it did pull back, and I got stopped out here whilst I was out. So as it pulled back here, I didn't trade this anymore. And the next one I traded was when I came back, and then we traded Cosmos Health. So I went after trading Biofinity. I had like $6,000 on Biofinity to the good, and took the dog for a walk, came back, and noticed that Cosmos Health was going absolutely mental. Formerly Cosmos Holdings, but today, since December, Cosmos Health. So it was going absolutely mental. It was just ranging up until this point, up at the VWAP. So then it went green on the day. It started moving up, broke $5, and it moved up as it pulled back. I was able to get in here and then was able to ride this up. So I was already profitable on Cosmos Health, and I was holding 5,000 shares as we reached this peak here. It pulled back. As it started to make a move up, I added to the position, 10,000 shares. It pulled back again. So I bought the dip. I think I had 20,000 shares at one stage, and I took some profit as it moved up and broke 550, and then it shot up. So I took 5,000 shares off at 550. It shot up into a halt over 60 cents from where I'd already taken profit, into a halt, gapped up 20 cents, gap up, moved up, and continued to move up. 690, was able to take most of my position off up there, and just a phenomenal trade. It started to pull back. I was looking for a new high on a higher time frame. It just then sold off, came all the way back down to the VWAP. I didn't trade it. It did make another little pop later, but I didn't trade it. As you can see there, it made a little pop there, but I was already done for the day. The way that I was thinking was, I went green earlier, I got over goal earlier, it was time to get out. I didn't, and I gave it all back. So now I've got green, I got over goal, this was the trade that got me over goal. I'm not giving any of it back, I'm not trading anymore. So that was it. I was done for the day, and they actually lied. I went back and traded BXRX, which was the one that I already mentioned, and we got this little pop here, just after the lunch break to get green on BXRX. But that was me done. After that, I was just finished. So not traded anything else since then. I've been watching The Last of Us on the TV, and really good green day. Clears off the drawdown and then some besides. So what does that look like on the statistics? Where are we on the after today? Where are we on the month? Where are we on the year? It's the same thing. So let's take a quick look, shall we? So here we are. This is our statistics. You can see yesterday we had a $24,000 red day. We've got a $28,000, almost $28,000 green day today. Completely wipes that out. So let's have a look at the reports. It takes us back over $100,000 on the month, on the year. The goal for this month is 120,000. So let's see if we can't get that. We've got 3 more days this week, 2 days next week, so 5 trading days in total. 6,000 on average, $6,000 per day should get us to not just to goal, but over goal, and give us a nice head start on the year. We need effectively $24,000 across the course of the next 5 days. So $5,000 or better will take us over goal. So that's where we are at the moment. You can see here, if we look at the win-loss expectation, once again, the 2-to-1 ratio in terms of accuracy, 200 versus 100. So 2-to-1 on the profit-loss comparison. And more importantly, the equity curve's on an upwards trend again. So we've cleared the drawdown, the equity curve on an upwards trend again. So all in all, happy with the way things are moving at the moment. So we do it all again tomorrow. We start trading pre-market. Well, I start trading 2 hours before the market opens, but I'll start streaming my trading live an hour before the market opens now. So that'll be 8:30 New York or East Coast. That's 1:30 my time in Dublin. It's the same time as it is in London or the UK. If you're based anywhere else, work out your time zones. Google is your friend if you don't know how to do that. And I hope to see you then. we'll do it all over again. And if you've got any questions, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want me to take you under my wing and be a mentor to you, then check out the links in the description. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I am going live. As I say, it's an hour before the market opens, but if you want to know when that is and you can't work out your own time zone, just hit your notification bell and I will remind you exactly when I'm going live. In the meantime, keep hustling and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.